Hello, and thank you guys so much for tuning back into another episode of The Real Combo. I was trying to give YouTube time to send out notifications to my subscribers that I'm live. I also want to take the time right now to say thank you so much to everyone who has taken the time out of their busy lives and schedules to watch my show, subscribe to my shows, watch my commentary, and just support me. I just want to take the time out to let you guys know that I really appreciate it. And I see you guys. Thank you so much. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button. Please like the video as you come in. But as you can see, tonight's show, we are going to discuss and talk about, well, what I want to do is read the lawsuit concerning P. Diddy and Lil Rod, the producer, Rodney Jones. That is the guy who helped P. Diddy produce his last album, The Love. Well, Mr. Rodney Jones, also known as Lil Rod, he filed a pretty lengthy lawsuit against Diddy. And from the looks of it, it is serious. This lawsuit right here, guys, is 73 pages long. So I can't promise you guys that I'm going to get through this entire lawsuit, but I can promise you guys that even if we have to do several parts, like 1 through 6 or 1 through 10, or however many parts it's going to take to read this entire lawsuit, then I will do that. Okay. So if we don't get through the entire lawsuit tonight, no worries. Don't give up on me. Just be a bit patient with me. And I give you my word that I am going to get the entire lawsuit read to you guys. So yeah, let me just get right into it. And of course, I need my glasses on because this is a lot of verbiage. This is a lot. So, as you guys can see, the plaintiff in the case is Rodney Jones, the producer that I mentioned, versus Sean Combs, Justin Dior, Ethiopia Haptamarian, Lucian Charles Grange, Christina Coram, Chalice Recording Studios, Love Records, Motown Records, Universal Music Group, John and Jane Doe's, ABC Corporation. And I believe since this lawsuit has been filed, the judge did make the John and Jane Doe's reveal who they were. And so because my email address is covering that up whenever I'm reading the lawsuit, I'm just going to go in here and hide that because I really want to be able to see everything. So yeah, let's get right into it, y'all. It says, here is the trigger warning. Here's the plaintiff. And you know what? I believe we already went through this. You guys can see the documents. It's online, but if you want a more thorough breakdown and you actually want to go in and read it yourself, these documents are available online, so no worries. Jurisdiction and venue. This court has personal jurisdiction over the defendants under and consistent with the constitutional requirements of due process, in that the defendant acting directly or through his agents or a pair apparent agents committed one or more of the following: the transaction of any business within the state, the making of any contract within the state, the commission of a tortious act within this district, and the ownership, use of possession of any real estate in this state. From September 2022 to the date of this filing, defendants have consistently and purposefully availed themselves of the privilege of conducting activities within New York, thus invoking the benefits and protection of New York law. In return for these benefits and protections, defendants must submit to the burdens of litigation in New York. This litigation arises from or relates to the torturous activities defendants visited upon defendants in the state of New York, California, Florida, and the United States Virgin Islands. This torturous conduct violated United States federal RICO laws. Requiring defendants to litigate these claims in the district does not offend traditional notices of fair play and substantial justice. Plaintiffs' claim arise from some conduct according to occurring by defendants in New York. A plaintiff, Rodney Jones, is an American artist and music producer. Mr. Jones resides in the state of New York and California. Defendant Sean Combs is a rapper and record executive popularly known by his stage names Puff Daddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, Diddy, Brother Love, or Love Mr. Combs. Came to fame in the early 1990s with his record label Bad Boy Records. He rose to prominence in the music and entertainment industry over the decades and is regularly referred to as a hip hop mogul. Mr. Combs resides at 200. Okay, well, I don't want to say his address, so we'll just go over that. Defendant Justin Dior Combs. Okay, I'm gonna go through here because it's giving you all of the defendants in the case, and then it has some of their addresses, and that's definitely not what I'm here for, is to leak people's addresses. But this is everybody on the list that I read to you from 1 to 9. So those are the defendants. Okay. Now we'll start right here. Mr. Jones is considered a musical prodigy. His talents have led him to produce and create a commercial marketplace for music that has been recorded by some of the most prestigious and highly acclaimed artists in the music history. Throughout the duration of his career, Mr. Jones has worked the South Side of Chicago music scene, playing with the following legendary greats: Georgia Mass Choir, Donald Lawrence, the Clark Sisters, and Smokey Norfolk. On or about August 2022, Mr. Jones received a call from Mr. Combs requesting that he produce several songs on a rhythm and blues album titled The Love Album, Off the Grid Love Album. Mr. Jones agreed, and his life has been detrimentally impacted ever since. So ever since this man agreed to come and work for you, he is stating that basically that was the biggest mistake of his life that he made, is coming to work for you, because to use the word like detrimental, wow. I guess we are about to see why he used such a dramatic word. From September 2022 to November 2023, so a little over a year, a month, and a year and a month. Well, 2 months. Mr. Jones produced 9 songs on Mr. Combs' Love album. Mr. Jones lived with Mr. Combs for months at a time, spending holidays, birthdays, and missing major family events. Mr. Jones resided at Mr. Combs' residence located in Los Angeles, California, New York City, and Miami, Florida. Mr. Jones also spent several weeks on a yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones witnessed, experienced, and endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer on the Love album. The claims raised in this complaint have been corroborated through witness statements, video, audio recordings, and images that Mr. Jones has in his possession. So this man has witnesses, like I'm guessing people who were around to visually see this, has given Mr. Jones their witness corroborating statements according to number 26 up under the summary of events on page 7 of this lawsuit. Diddy, this is not good. This is not good. Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly. On several occasions, Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones' cell phone and began recording himself, overbearing. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Diddy, you had got big headed and you got sloppy, because this man is saying that you felt so powerful and your just the way that you are and the things that you do, that you were so powerful and you felt so entitled that you would take his phone. This is what he says. He says, the claims raised in this complaint have been corroborated through witness statements, video, audio recordings, and images that Mr. Jones has in his possession. Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly on several occasions. Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones's phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds. So if he has hundreds of videos of hours of footage and audio recordings of Diddy and his staff and guests engaging in serious illegal activity, you just did not care. You didn't even care about the people who you meant to take these people down with you. That's evident. And what is this need to record so much? Diddy, you come from the old school. You know them cameras are trouble. You know that stuff is a setup. You see how you got so caught up in your brother love and your narcissistic ways that you couldn't even come down from off of your high horse and regroup yourself and like to just take people's cell phones and record damaging footage of yourself doing damaging things of yourself. Like, I feel like we already know what allegedly, because I've gone through this website, this lawsuit a little bit, and I see a little of the pictures and everything that's in here. And based off of us seeing that CNN tape with Cassie and him in that lobby of that hotel looking like a crazy maniac, doing that to that young lady when he knew she was scared of him. Like, your character is flawed, dude. Like, the things that you are willing to do and the heights that you are willing to go to strike fear, because you got to be bold as hell to take possession of somebody else's cell phone, start recording yourself on their phone, engaging in serious illegal activity. Then this lawsuit goes on to say that Mr. Jones has secured irrefutable evidence. Irrefutable means that you cannot deny this, because that's you. There you go. You're engaging in this activity. The accusations, the acquisition, use, and distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms. The displaying and distribution of unregistered illegal firearms. So he's saying that he have you on videotape, on video camera, distributing all of this that we see, and distributing and handling unregistered illegal firearms. Huh. Okay. Let me just make sure I'm so that was 28A and B. So 28C. Let's go through 28C. Mr. Combs providing laced alcoholic beverages to minors and ex-workers at his homes in California, New York, the United States Virgin Islands, and Florida. Now that really disturbs me, that you are so sick and psychotic that you had kids engaging in this. You just You had children, underage minor children engaging in your laced alcoholic beverages. So was the kids were the kids being included in the freak offs too that Cassie described in her lawsuit? Were you having freak offs with children? I mean, like, what was going on once these children were to engage in this, these minors were to engage in this laced alcoholic beverage? Mm-hmm. Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, instructing her staff to retrieve drugs so she can provide it to Mr. Combs for his consumption. Christian Combs drugging and actually assaulting a woman. So he says, okay, so that lady, uh, what's her name? Let me Google it. Hold on. What is her name? The victim in Christian Combs lawsuit. Christian Combs lawsuit victim. Hold on, let me see. Christian Combs lawsuit. Christian Combs. And you know what? There was a recording. New audio tapes released in Sean Combs and Son legal case. It's a trip. It's just more. It's just like it's just so much goes on when you start to unravel this. According to the lawsuit and corroborated by the audio recordings, Christian Combs is heard pressuring the woman to drink a concoction purportedly laced with drugs despite her apprehensions. Combs can be heard urging her to consume the drink, creating a coercive environment where her anatomy is compromised. Her anatomy is compromised. Her female anatomy is what they were trying to say. What is this? What is the victim's name? So right here where they said um, Christian Combs hugging and actually assaulting a woman. He has video. He has a recording of that. Because when that lawsuit hit the papers with Christian Combs, and I think her name, what is her name? What is her name? What is her name? Victim's name. Victim's name. I can't. She doesn't have like a common American name. She's obviously like an immigrant, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but she's a foreigner. She's not from the States. Diddy Combs on Friday accusing the rapper of 4 counts of sexual assault between the late 1990s and early 2000s, according to CNN. Oh, baby, they got all these lawsuits just listed. Diddy, this is bad. Okay, I cannot find Diddy's son, King Combs, sued for sexual assault during 2022 yacht party. Diddy's son, Christian King Combs, is being sued for sexual assault and alleged victim claims. Okay, her name is Grace Omarka. Okay, so right here, this line right here, y'all, on Christian Combs hugging and actually assaulting a woman. That audio, this man is not lying because the audio of that was online. It was online. Let me see if they have the audio. They have the audio. Do they have the audio? Okay, Diddy's son King Combs. Is this the audio? Hold on. Let me see if I found the audio.
This episode is brought to you by Disney's Young Woman in the Sea in select theaters Friday.
I decided to swim the English Channel.
A woman? I believe she'll die in that water. From producer Jerry.
Okay, I'm not gonna watch that thing. Okay. Hold on. There was a recording. I want to find this recording while we right here on this part of the lawsuit, because I know somebody wants to come on here and say they don't have any proof of any of this. You just reading just because it's in the it's in a court document doesn't mean that it actually happened. Recording of Christian Combs and what did I say? What did I just say her name? Christian Combs. Hold on, of sexually abuse. Okay, hold on. Audio recording. Where is the recording? I want to play the recording. Where is the audio recording? Because I heard it. She was telling him to I don't want that recording of what we seen. New audio has surfaced as part of the lawsuit and Christian Combs, Shawnita Combs. Um, no, I want to hear the recording, baby, of the girl telling the boy to stop. She was started asking what was that in the drink? What's in the drink? And he was started telling her, "Girl, drink it, drink it, drink it." It was obvious. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see, baby. Because when I tell you, when I heard that, I tripped all the way out. I was like, are they serious? Let's see.
Christian Holmes, Sean Diddy Combs' son, of sexual assault. The music mogul is not accused of sexual assault in the lawsuit, but is included over allegations of liability and aiding and abetting.
Let me let y'all
cites
see this,
audio from
what
a
I'm looking
makeshift
at.
recording studio on the yacht where the alleged assault happened. This is the latest in a series of lawsuits filed against the rap mogul and businessman.
Hold
Both
on.
men, father and son, deny the allegations against them. CNN national correspondent Camila Bernal joining me live with details on this. Camila,
I'm gonna go back to the lawsuit.
Hey, Fred, so in this audio that CNN has listened to, you can specifically hear the accuser who alleged...
I'm going to go back to the lawsuit, but what I want to do is, hold on, because I want to, as we go through this, I want to break it all the way down so y'all can hear it. So,
in this audio that CNN has listened to, you can specifically hear the accuser who alleges that she was being forced to take this tequila shot that she believed was laced with drugs. And in the audio, you can hear her asking Christian Combs if she was being drugged, and he answers, "Take the shot." Now, just to put things into perspective, the accuser was a crew member on the yacht. She was a bartender, and she says that shortly after this incident with the shot, she says she was cornered in a room. She says things became aggressive and physical, and then says that Christian Combs forced himself on her, and then says that it wasn't until another employee on the yacht came into this room that the abuse that she is alleging in this 31-page lawsuit stopped. And she says it only stopped because that person came into the room. Now, I want to read part of what the accuser's attorney is saying right now. What he's saying is defendant Sean Combs turned what was sold as a wholesome family excursion into a hedonistic environment. It resulted in an unexpected increase in workload for her and for her colleagues, as well as unwanted exposure to unlawful drug use, sex work, and general chaos. Now, why are they naming Diddy in all of this? And it is partially because he was leasing that yacht. Now, he is not accused of sexual assault, but he is accused in this lawsuit of liability and aiding and abetting because he was the one renting the yacht. Now, his attorney, or actually the attorney for both men, also speaking out and denying these allegations, saying this complaint is filled with manufactured lies and irrelevant facts. We will be filing a motion to dismiss this outrageous claim. Again, they have continued to say that this is something that they will fight, that they are innocent in all of this. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out in court, if it gets to court, or if it gets settled at some point, which has been the case with a previous lawsuit. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens as Diddy and his son continue to say they're innocent, and the victims here continue to say that they were sexually assaulted, Fred.
And so while music mogul Combs isn't accused of sexual assault in the lawsuit, he has been accused of a range of sexual misconduct in other separate lawsuits. How might that play into this?
Yeah, as I mentioned, one of the lawsuits was settled, but there are others that are currently pending, right? And so there's a lot of the details that we've learned, and attorneys say that there's audio and video of these alleged crimes, or at least some of the alleged crimes. You're seeing some of those cases there. The one with Cassie was the one that was settled, but there are other ones that we'll still have to wait and see how they play out. And of course, we all saw just last month as Diddy's homes in both Miami and Los Angeles were the target of a federal investigation. And we saw that all play out on video last month. But again, it's important to point out that Diddy continues to say that he is innocent. They said this was a gross overuse of military level force, and they say that he is innocent and will continue to fight to defend his name, Fred.
All right, Camila Bernal, thank you so much.
Can I just say that these people, these lawyers, are just taking Diddy's money? Because y'all heard what the news anchor just said. They are continuing to deny all of the claims, and they are maintaining their innocence. The same thing that they were saying before CNN leaked and dropped the footages of him attacking Cassie. They were still saying the same thing, only for him to have to come out and give a fake, lame-ass apology. Now, people were saying, oh, they didn't believe it. They didn't believe it until they seen the footages leak of Cassie getting beat the hell out of in that damn lobby of that hotel room. Now, y'all see on this page of this damn lawsuit, what does it say? It tells us right here on this lawsuit, on this page right here, that we sitting here reading. Hold on, let me get to it. Slides. Why is it not showing it? Okay, where did the lawsuit go? Okay, I'm not sure why it's not showing it. But we see right here on this lawsuit, this man is saying, hey, I actually have the proof. I actually have it. I have footages where Diddy himself would sit and take my phone and record stuff himself. He would record it himself. So just like that was recorded of Cassie getting beat in that hotel room, and he felt like he had paid that $50,000 for that video, and it was never going to come out. And we soon seen, oh, by the way, here you go. Since you're saying that this is a lie and a money grab, and then when you settled the case, y'all was so arrogant, your attorney came out and gave a statement and said, us settling this case is not an admission of guilt, only for us to see him come out and tell us, oh, by the way, I played in all y'all's faces. This is that me settling that case within 24 hours was definitely a admission of my guilt and the ways and all my abuse that I tried to hide, and I didn't think it was going to come out. Yeah, me settling that case in less than 24 hours was my way of continuing to try and keep the truth off of the internet. And now that I've gotten busted, let me come out and give a half-ass apology that I don't mean, I'm not sincere about, in my opinion. I don't think that he was sincere in any form of fashion, in any type of way. It felt like, dang, I didn't know it was going to come this soon where I had to go on and come out and give the apology. We already at the stage where I got to give the apology. Okay. But now that this is where we left off at, the displaying and distribution of, hold on, no. Okay, we left off right here with Christian Combs rugging and actually assaulting a woman. There was the news clip that I just showed y'all. I thought they was going to play the recording. Mr. Combs detailing how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact on his public image of Cassie Ventura's lawsuit. So, to me, let me tell you how that translates. He told this man, Mr. Combs, told Mr. Jones. So that means that T.D. Jakes, that this lawsuit had already, I'm wondering if T.D. Jakes knew about this lawsuit, because it's evident that before that lawsuit was released November 2023, Diddy already knew it was coming down the pipeline. November 2023 is just when we found out about it. So I'm wondering if there was a conversation with himself and Bishop T.D. Jakes saying, hey, I'm going to need you in the future. There's an allegation going to come down the pipeline, Pastor, and I'm going to need you here to soften my image. Now, I'm wondering if that pastor said, hey, is any of this true? Or if that pastor knew that this stuff was true, because we have seen T.D. Jakes at Bishop T.D. Jakes at Puff Daddy's 50th birthday party. And there have been rumors swarming around allegedly about Mr. T.D. Jakes and, some not so appropriate activity is what I will say. That's what I will say. Okay. I reserve my true commentary on that until everything comes out. But as it comes out in this lawsuit about Mr. T.D. Jakes or whomever else, we are going to focus in on it. So, yes, I definitely want to take the time out right now. I want you guys, like I said, let's really get into the conversation and have a real conversation. If you hear you're a real one, okay? That's what my fan base is called, real ones. And we really, 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 really going to get into this conversation. How in the hell? I'm trying to figure that out. I need more context on that, because I need to know when Mr. Combs told Mr. Jones that he was going to use Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften up his impact to the public as it relates to the Cassie lawsuit. Did he tell Bishop T.D. Jakes that? And did Mr. Bishop T.D. Jakes know what was in that lawsuit? And okay, let's say for instance that it didn't happen like that. Here is my problem with Bishop T.D. Jakes. Now the lawsuit has been filed. Diddy came out, denied the allegations. Diddy denied the allegations, but settled the case within 24 hours. Bishop T.D. Jakes, and then not even 6 months later, CNN gets a video proving majority of what Cassie alleged against P. Diddy in the lawsuit on camera, irrefutable, cannot deny it. Why, now that Bishop T.D. Jakes has seen both sides to everything, I get that he did a sermon denouncing domestic violence and that sort of thing. I get that he did a whole sermon saying, hey, you got to get some help, man. I get that. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up, because to me, this is for me, to me, I just cannot understand. Oh, Gerard, hello, Gerard. She's a foreign girl. Diddy also just recently settled in settlement for Kim Porter niece, also known as Nanny. Raven the nanny had to escape to Vietnam. Hold on, baby, wait a minute. Do y'all see this? Raven the nanny had to escape to Vietnam to get away from Diddy. Hold up. Diddy also just recently allows a settlement for Kim Porter niece, also known as Nanny. Gerard Morris, are you still on here? Because if you are still on here, go ahead and send me that information to this email address right here that you have regarding that, and whatever details or facts you have regarding that. And if I find more evidence enough for me to do a complete breakdown, I definitely will. But she's a foreign girl, you said. Diddy also just recently settled a settlement for Kim Porter niece, also known as the Nanny. Raven the nanny had to escape to Vietnam to get away from Diddy. 50 Cent started they documentary about Diddy, so ex Diddy tried to sue that liquor company allegedly. Oh, yes, Diego, yes, said that they was racially profiling him. I covered that on my last on another live. Oh yes, I know. I don't know. Jarrell Morris. Jarrell Morris, these people, I don't know who Diddy thought he was, where he felt like he could do something like that, but he's learning with his egotistic behavior is getting him now. So yeah. Uh where were we? Oh, I wanted to okay, TD Jakes. I don't know. That's not good enough for me. Like that, yeah, but you need to be direct, Bishop TD Jakes, because you have a big responsibility as a preacher of a mega church here in Dallas. And with all of this craziness and foolishness that's been going on as it pertains to the black church, you would think that someone as big as Bishop T.D. Jakes would take the time out to make sure that it's clear that he denounces any negativity tied to his name as it relates to Diddy. If I were him, especially since his sermons are being streamed right now on Diddy's Revolt network that he had to step down from, Bishop T.D. Jakes has a whole special on Revolt streaming app. So you obviously are connected to Diddy, Bishop T.D. Jakes. You obviously are. Y'all are connected. And if you, the bishop, want us to, I just feel like to do a sermon denouncing domestic violence and to not directly address Diddy, especially since it was all over the world on CNN. It was breaking news on national TV, on a syndicated news station. It was irrefutable that this happened. So what was the big deal in denouncing him? Because see, let me tell you guys how my mind is set up. I feel as though, in my opinion, maybe we didn't get a direct denouncing from Bishop T.D. Jakes, because is Bishop T.D. Jakes on tape at a freak off? Maybe, allegedly, in my opinion, because I'm trying to figure out why he didn't directly denounce him. Why? Why does Diddy have some type of leverage over him? Did Bishop T.D. Jakes go to his birthday party thinking that he was just gonna dip his head in and have a glass of wine with Diddy and take a picture? And was that glass of wine? Is it possible that it could have been laced? And after maybe being laced, TD Jakes may be on film doing something that's not so appropriate. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but you have to ask yourself that. You do. You have to start asking yourself all types of questions, because one thing I know about the black church is they're gonna be direct and denouncing stuff. My whole life, I've seen the black church be direct and denouncing, evil, and that's evil. So for me, this is just me. I'm not understanding how you, Mr. TD Jakes, just for your name to even be in this lawsuit, Bishop TD Jakes, it's just like, to me, it seems like you will be doing a bigger and better job at detaching yourself away from this. The moment that news dropped on CNN, you should have gave a sermon where you addressed Diddy directly and denounced everything directly. And that's just me. That's just how I feel. I don't know. It's giving strange. And did you know all of this? And did you agree to still help this man soften his impact and image to the public? I pray that that's not the truth. I pray, Bishop T.D. Jakes, for the sake of, I am a African American woman raised on traditional Baptist beliefs, but I've learned that I don't have to go through any man to have my connection and relationship with Jesus Christ himself, that I go directly through him myself. But I'm just saying, there are people who are lost in their journey as it relates to Christ and God. And a lot of people feel that they have to go through these leaders and go through people to have a direct relationship with God. Not everybody is as mature in their spiritual journey to know that you don't have to go through any bishop or any person or anybody. You have your own personal relationship with God. So, Bishop T.D. Jakes, what about the people that are confused out here in the world when it comes to Christ and are depending on you to denounce this type of stuff and stand up and really be a leader? What about those people? What about that? I'm not, I don't know. Let me get off of that though, because as y'all can see, I can go on and on about that. Young Miami's cousin and or assisted actually assaulting Mr. Jones. Okay, hold on. So Young Miami cousin and or assistant. Who's assistant? Young Miami's assistant, Young Miami's cousin's assistant, Diddy's assistant. Who's assistant, Mr. Jones? What I got out of that is that Young Miami cousin definitely actually assaulted you. And after Cuba Gooding Jr. actually harassing and assaulting Mr. Jones, rapper redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls, ex-workers, and R&B singer redacted in Mr. Combs' Los Angeles home consorted with underage girls and ex-workers. Okay, I feel like whoever he's talking about in Jay, you're upped. You're completely screwed because he knows exactly what state it took place in. Whoever this rapper, this R&B singer is, it seems like you're a little bit more screwed than the rapper in line I. Because he just said on Mr. Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls, ex-workers, and R&B singers. Woo! Consorting with underage girls and ex-workers. It is the rappers and the R&B singers consorting with the underage girls for me, honey. And I cannot wait. If Diddy doesn't settle this lawsuit and this goes to trial, honey, real ones, y'all gonna have to cash out. Y'all gonna have to Zelle. Y'all gonna have, baby, we're gonna have to be monetized by then, because who wants to go to this trial and cover this entire trial if Diddy lets this go to trial? Because I guarantee you, Mr. Jones has the footage of whoever this rapper and R&B singer is he's talking about. And I want to see the rapper and the R&B singer consorting with underage girls. I don't have a problem with them consorting with ex-workers as long as they are of age. Hey, if everybody want to, do their thing and they out at 18 and older, consenting, understand what's going on, I don't have no problem with that. So the ex-worker part of it is not bothering me. It's this part that says consorting with underage girls for me. And I'm trying to see, because we know Diddy don't run with lightweights in the industry. He don't run with, the underground boys and girls. He run with the boys and girls in the R&B and rap world that have big deals, the ones that we see, the ones that are stars. So what rap? Oh, baby, I want to know what rapper and R&B singer is consorting with underage girls, and y'all are on tape according to Mr. Jones, and he has all of the footages. So y'all best shut up. Y'all better shut up. Then he goes on to say, Chalice Recording Studios popping. On or about September 12, 2022, Diddy held a writers and producers camp at Shallot's recording studios. He always want to do some type of camp, Diddy camp. Boy, bye. Studios, okay, and it gives us the address of the studios in Los Angeles, California. Present at the camp were Mr. Combs, his son Justin Combs, and Justin's friend named G. Mr. G is a 30-year-old tall African-American male. Okay, so G is Justin Combs' homeboy or what have you. Okay, because I get them mixed up. The one in the lawsuit for actually assaulting somebody, I believe that's Christian King Combs. I know that's the King Combs. Hold on, because I be having to remember, because I be trying to make sure I remember them by their face and stuff. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, Christian is the one that was actually assaulted the lady allegedly. Justin Combs' poor baby is Misa Hilton. Misa son. Okay, that I don't know. It's been rumors that that's not even Diddy's son. That's the deceased used to be best friend Wolf son, allegedly. Girl, hold on, let me be messy right quick. Let me show y'all, girl, because there is no cap in my commentary, baby. Let me show y'all, okay, the one who they talking about and who the man who everybody been saying is this little boy daddy, and that Diddy is not even this little boy daddy. Let me see. What's his name? Christian Combs and Wolf. Girl, let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this, man. Let me show y'all this, man, so y'all won't think I'm being messy. Look at this, man. Look right here. Hold on. Look at this one. Look at it. Let me make that big so y'all can see that. Let me make it big, baby. Girl, hold on. Okay, they trying to be messy. They trying to put it on TikTok. Okay. Do y'all see this, man? Do y'all see Christian? Hold on, let me find one where you can really see it. I don't want to click on nobody else's video. You see the man right here? You see Christian? Because I'm steady trying to look. I'm like, well, maybe his eyebrows is like Diddy's. Maybe right here in the eyes he look like Diddy. Maybe his nose. I'm not sure. What do y'all think? Can y'all see it? Can somebody in the comments let me know if y'all can see this big and clear? Can someone please comment in the comments and let me know? Can y'all see this as big as I can see it? Honey, look. Can y'all see that? I'm serious. I'm not understanding. I'm really trying to figure out. Am I? We're gonna have to do a deep dive on this because it just looked like to me like, how is that? Is that Diddy's son? How? Show me where. Look, okay. Look at this one. Look at the eyes, y'all. Look. I don't know. Am I tripping? Cause the noses look alike right there. And then let me show y'all. Okay, so. Now it's no secret that Misa is Jamaican and Asian descent. Okay, she's a biracial woman. You know, it's no secret, right? And then so we both can we all can agree that she's racially ambiguous woman. She will be considered a swirly chick, the exotical of her times. She would fit right in with, these girls right here. Look, she would fit in with these chicks, right? She has more of a look like this chick right here, right? This Sarah Chapman, who is Diddy's kid's mother as well, right? Okay, now y'all see her skin tone and color, right? We can all agree that she's an exotical, she's a biracial, she's a swirly, she's an exotical. This woman is clearly an exotical. Okay, let's do one better, because I know somebody will say, well, you don't know what race she is. You don't know what her ethnicity is. What you don't know. You just saying anything. You just talking. Hold on, girl. Let's go find out what her nationality is, because what her race is. Y'all telling me that this y'all telling me that this woman, Sarah Chapman, is an American businesswoman and Instagram star. She is best known for being a baby mama to the American music mother. I was trying not to say baby's mom, baby. They called you a baby mama, Sarah Chapman. It was not me. It was the people over here on Google that had called you a baby moms. We can clearly agree that this is not an African American woman, and just like Misa Hilton, she would be considered racially ambiguous. She would be exotical. Okay, now let's do this. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's go and ask Google Diddy and Sarah Chapman daughter. Okay, so we're gonna go and ask Google to now show us he and Sarah Chapman's daughter right here. Can y'all see her? Can you guys see her? Do you guys see her? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay. Do y'all see Diddy's daughter that he and Sarah Chapman have together? Do you guys see her? Do we see this beautiful young lady? Do we see her? How beautiful she is? She's obviously darker than Christian Combs. She's obviously darker than Christian Combs. She is. And her mother is an exotical, just like Misa Hilton. So why is this baby more melanated than Christian Combs? And we already see what P. Diddy blood does with an exotical woman. We see that through the baby with Sarah Chapman. That baby, this young lady, this beautiful little princess is a bit more melanated. Christian, on the other hand, could pass for a Puerto Rican if he didn't open his mouth, if he never spoke, if he just walked around quiet and didn't say anything. When you look at Christian, he looks like he is biracial. I said that to say that we see how Diddy babies look when he mixes his blood with a biracial. The babies look more like this little baby, more darker, as opposed to Christian Combs. Christian Combs. Christian Combs looks like this, mixed with Diddy blood with a biracial woman. This is what y'all telling me. But the other biracial woman he mixed his blood with, the baby came out way more pigmented than this. But this man right here, we gonna say that this little boy don't look nothing like this guy Wolf. Is that what we saying? I just want somebody to let me know that what we still sitting around here saying, that Christian Combs is Diddy baby. Cause baby, according to this right here, hold on. I'm gonna let y'all hear it, but I don't. Hold on, let me change the cause I don't like to play people. I don't like to play people's stuff, cause folks be want to strike your channel and stuff. No, I'm not gonna play. I just want y'all to look. Gene Deal was the bodyguard that they showed a while ago, and what he was saying at the beginning is that Christian looked like that. Look at there. He looks like him. Look at this boy. He looked like him. He looks like that man. He looked like this dude right here. Yes, he does. Yes, he does, honey. I don't care what nobody say. Yes, he does. He looks like that dude right there, baby. Wolf Jones, 38. Hold on, let me go over here so I could pause in between, baby. Hold on. It says Anthony Wolf Jones, 38, was was GUN down along with another man apparently after an argument over a woman at 4 a.m. in Buckhead. The heart of the city's entertainment district, said his lawyer Michael Wagner. I wonder if the woman was Misa Hilton. I don't know. I don't know. Was him and Diddy all those years later still arguing about possibly maybe Christian Combs really being his baby? Is that the woman they could have been arguing about? Was he arguing with Diddy about that woman? What I want to know, what man was he arguing with and about what woman? I don't know. It seemed like they just started doing stuff when they know I'm on live. Look at this man. Look at this man sitting here looking like, look, look. Girl, I'm not finna play this game. I'm not finna do that. Let me get back over here to this lawsuit. Let me get back to this lawsuit, girl, because see, I could just go on and on and on and on and on, baby. Let me get back to this lawsuit. Then it goes on to say that in addition to these individuals, other musicians were present. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. seems like my kids don't start wanting my attention and getting on my nerves until they know I'm recording. It seems like they just really try to act like they don't understand I'm recording. And I know I'm recording and I can't have all of it while I'm recording. So you guys, please continue to be patient with me. It will and it is going to get better. And I appreciate you guys being patient with me. But yeah, let's get back into the lawsuit and let's get back into reading these allegations that Mr. Sean P. Diddy Combs is facing. So, according to line number 32, in addition to these individuals, other musicians were present at the camp. The writer has spoken to several musicians who attended the camp. One evening during this camp, Mr. Combs, J. Combs, meaning Justin Combs, Diddy, Justin, and G were in a heated conversation. That conversation was moved out of the studio and into a restroom adjacent to where Mr. Jones was sitting. Mr. Jones was approximately 2 feet away from the bathroom when gunshots rang out. Mr. Jones recalls hearing multiple shots. It says that here this writer spoke with several employees of the yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the U.S. Virgin Islands, who personally witnessed defendant Coram instruct her staff, Brendan Paul, Frankie Santella, and Moy Baum, spike bottles of champagne with ecstasy. What? Y'all see this down here in the footnotes in the fine print? And normally I just skip over this when I go through this lawsuit. I've never sat and just read these little notes that's in the footnote, real ones. And y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the lawsuit. Y'all down in the comments. It says the writer spoke with several employees of the yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the United States Virgin Islands, who personally witnessed defendant Coram instruct her staff, Brendan Powell, Frankie Santella, and Moy Bond, spike bottles of champagne with ecstasy. So she would tell these three people right here to spike the bottles of champagne with ecstasy. So, like I said, allegedly, what's being alleged in this lawsuit, what that sounds like is y'all was DRUNG people. Y'all was dragging people. Y'all tough. A complaint is forthcoming. He is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, Meek Mill. He is a Grammy Award-winning R&B singer who had trouble with law enforcement after assaulting a Beijing billionaire. I don't know who that is. Let me Google that. I'm finna put that right in there, and I'm finna ask Google who is. Hold on, girl, because I want to know who these people is. Because if Diddy don't settle this lawsuit, while y'all having y'all names redacted out of lawsuits, honey, if Diddy don't settle this lawsuit, so if you know who, you in this lawsuit, you read this lawsuit, you know that that's you, y'all better tell Tony M. Centeno. He is a Grammy Award-winning R&B singer who had trouble with law enforcement after assault. Ooh, do y'all see this? As soon as I ask Google who is, let me see. Let me take out who he is. Let me say who is. Let me see. Who is a Grammy Award-winning R&B singer who had trouble with law enforcement after assault? Baby, look what they said. Oh, Chris Brown exposed an explosive lawsuit against Sean. Let me see. It says who was the let me see, who was the I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I'm not really sure who it is, but hmm, hmm. Baby, listen to me. At this point, only time is gonna tell us, and we're getting closer and closer. Because as I go through this lawsuit, you see how easy this stuff is just coming up. You don't have to do nothing but do your research and just ask Google, and it's just coming up. It's just coming up. It is. It's just coming up. Like, I don't know. Hold on, y'all. Let me get back over here. Oh, girl. This is bad, Diddy. Now, Diddy, they saying that Mr. Jones was approximately 2 feet away from the bathroom when gunshots rang out. Mr. Combs recalls hearing multiple gunshots. Mr. Jones immediately went into a state of shock and feared that he would be next. Mr. Jones genuinely believed that he would be through the door due to how close he was. Oh, wow. So you was right by this man, this producer. You are reckless, Diddy. Because if this went down the way that this man is describing this to go down, you were so reckless in what you was doing. You didn't even realize that you could have hurt somebody else who had absolutely nothing to do with whatever was going on. So you don't care who get caught up in your mess in the process, do you, Diddy? Narcissistic. Oh, God, complex. You was that close to the man. Yeah, this man is suffering from trauma and needs to be paid for that too. Yes, if this is true, if what he is alleging is true and it actually happened, then yes, you need to pay this man. And just like you hurried up and settled that lawsuit with Cassie, I don't know what, especially since you came out and gave that apology. I'm not sure what image or career that you're trying to salvage. You're trying to salvage. I'm not understanding how to settle this lawsuit. You don't sent this man into a state of shock, and you got the nerve to not settle this lawsuit, knowing that it's evidence. You know that there's evidence, Diddy. Just like we, in my opinion, this man has pictures included in this lawsuit. After the popping ended, a crowd gathered around the restroom. When the door finally opened, Diddy and his son exited. G was lying on the restroom floor in a fetal position, holding his stomach and bleeding out his leg/hip area. So you popped G, your son friend? Because in a couple of sentences above, Mr. Jones said that G was Justin's friend named G. Then he comes down here in this line and says this same friend, after the popping ended and the crowd went around the restroom, when the door finally opened, Mr. Combs, his Diddy and his son exited, but G was lying on the floor in a fetal position like a little baby, holding his stomach and bleeding out from his leg and hip area. Oh, wow. Everyone stood around looking upon G. Frustrated by the lack of aid to G, Mr. Jones dropped everything, ran to G, and immediately began placing pressure on G's shot wound to his stomach. So he saved this man's life. Everybody sitting around scared of you. They already knowing the protocol. They already knowing when Diddy do stuff like this, you don't get involved and you let him handle it. So were y'all gonna let this G person bleed out if Mr. Jones would not have ran over there and started to put pressure on his stomach and try and diffuse some of the bleeding? This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy what we are reading, because that's what it's saying. So y'all was gonna let this man bleed out. As he was applying pressure on his stomach, Mr. Jones realized that G was gushing blood from another area near his leg/hip. He decided to lift G and placed him to sit on the toilet. Mr. Jones asked the crowd to call the ambulance. Mr. Jones lifted G and brought him to the ambulance at the studio's front. At this time, Mr. Combs and Justin disappeared to another part of the studio. Mr. Combs gave strict instructions to inform the police that he had nothing to do with the shooting. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was popped standing outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. I told you, they already knew what time it was. That's why he ran over there and saved this man's life, because they already knew to let that man bleed out. They don't. That staff, according to the way that this lawsuit is written up, they already knew. Mr. Jones, not being used to being around Diddy and all his chaos, not being a part of his staff, just only being there to produce the album and, seeing how Diddy really do stuff behind the scenes, out of, frustration, like the lawsuit said, and because he just probably a good, decent person, and you just don't sit there and let somebody bleed out and just become unalive right before your eyes, if you can help it, especially if you don't see the person harming anyone. He runs over there and he saves this man's life. And after this man's life is being saved, Diddy had the nerves to tell his staff, to tell the police, oh, but Diddy didn't have nothing to do with it. No, I didn't even see him. And then you made this man, after you seen that he saved this man's life, to tell the police that the popping happened from outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. Baby, I bet you he got that on recording. Now here's a article of the media that was ran behind it, that in my opinion, I feel like Diddy manipulated, because I don't even remember hearing about this when this happened. I can't get this. Okay, let me see. 125. Man popped outside party at Hollywood recording studio. No. This should have read man popped outside Chalice recording studios. So we could have all known by looking at and reading the article that was Diddy's recording studio. See, that right there, the headline lets me know, in my opinion, that Diddy had control over the media, because it says man, didn't even list the man name, popped outside a party, when this lawsuit tell us it was a recording session at a random. They just made it seem like it was at a random Hollywood recording studio. At least one person was popped at a party at a Hollywood recording studio, police said Monday. Officers were called to the 800 block of North Highland Avenue at Willoughby to check into reports of a popping at about 3 o'clock in the morning, according to the LAPD. So you just be up on drugs all day and night, just up early in the morning, just up, just staying true to doing the other side's work. Just staying true to it. Diddy. Not knowing when you up at 3 in the morning doing this kind of stuff. You up after midnight. The man in the 30s was taken to a hospital in stable condition. He was reportedly popped in the abdomen. Sky 2 was over the scene early Monday, spotted several people sitting outside the location being questioned by police. No information was released about the suspect, and it's not known if the popping was gang related. Let's take advantage of the fact that we can depend on gangs to do stuff like this. Yeah. Say it was gang related. I could hear Diddy telling somebody, yeah. Just say it was gang related. The man in his 30s was taken to a hospital in stable condition. Okay, I just read that. Okay, so they just repeated itself. I don't know why it repeated itself like that, but it did. Mr. Jones has several corroborating witnesses who spoke with his writer anonymously. Due to fear of retaliation from Diddy, they have agreed to speak publicly when subpoenaed. Ha! Didn't that? When subpoenaed. When subpoenaed, honey, letting you know that when Homeland Security comes to get my statement, I'm giving it to them. Diddy, it's in the lawsuit. Diddy, did your attorney not read this line by line? Diddy, you know you can just pick this lawsuit up at any given time and read it yourself. You don't have to depend on your attorneys to be ethical and read this lawsuit to figure out and scan through the verbiage and see what evidence they may have to, let him know what he's going to go with, or to let him know if he even has a case. Because according to number 45, Mr. Jones has more than one corroborating witnesses who spoke with the writer anonymously due to fear of retaliation from your client, Diddy, Brother Love. They have agreed to speak publicly. Do you hear me, Diddy? They have agreed, according to this lawsuit, to speak publicly when subpoenaed. Could they perhaps be waiting to be subpoenaed by Homeland Security? Those guys that came and raided your home and took all 241 videotapes? Are those the people they are waiting to be subpoenaed by? Your attorney, I don't know. I'm not an attorney, but if I just had to guess at it, I don't think that you guys have a strong case against Homeland Security if Mr. Jones has several witnesses who has given some type of statement to someone, to a writer anonymously. And they've told that writer, hey, if I'm not going to give you a statement right now, if you're going to say my name, identify me, don't put me down for anything. And that writer agreed to leave them anonymous, because look how in this lawsuit, we don't know who they are. They are still anonymous. But they told the writer, now, once I'm subpoenaed and I have a bit of protection around me, this is just, my thinking, how I feel as though it could have possibly gone down. Then they'll publicly speak, and we'll see who they are, and we won't have to ask their names because we'll see who they are. Mr. Jones has the clothing he wore that day and believes it may still have the stains and DNA of G's blood. The following are screenshots of the aftermath of the restroom where G was popped by either Mr. Jones, by either Diddy or his son, by Misa Hilton. Ooh, I don't like that baby is intertwined in this, that Justin is in this. Oh, I don't like that. I know Misa is over there. Oh, I know. I don't think Misa really too much cares for Diddy. And Misa, can you just, girl, let us know, girl, who is the father? And did Diddy force you to agreeing to say that Justin was his child out of more egotistic, narcissistic thinking and behavior, and just, is that why you did it? Did he threaten you? I want to know, Misa, can I question you? Can you come on The Real Convo? Can we question you about some of these allegations in this lawsuit? I have questions. I promise to be nice. Are you, if you're comfortable, you guys go over there and hit Misa up and ask her, is she comfortable with coming on The Real Convo and sitting and talking with me? Because I want to know. Do you really screw with Diddy? Is Justin really his son? Is Justin Combs Wolf's son? Did he make you agree to tell the public that Justin was his son to protect his egotistic, maniac, narcissistic, non-existent ego, and agreed to pay you a couple of $1,000s a month in child support, which you will be entitled to as long as he legally adopted your baby? I don't know. I have questions. And this, of course, is and I can't show that because YouTube frowns upon that. So, again, you guys see the page number. And if you want to see it, it's in the lawsuit. You can just go and pull it up and look at it. But I don't want to show that because YouTube frowns upon it. And so now we get to the aftermath of the popping of G. Now, he says clearly G was not popped outside of the studio as Diddy instructed his team to report to the police. Diddy and defendant LR, MR, UMG. So is that who is LR? Lucian. Is that Lucian, the Lucian Man, Universal News Group? Okay, so these are the other defendants. Provided private security for the writers' camp at defendants. The security was porous and lackluster at best. Oh, baby, let me look up this word. What does porous mean? Definition of porous, honey. Yes, I need to know. Definition of porous. Yes, real ones. We have to know what these words mean before we start just running with it. And if I'm confused about the word, and let me hear how you pronounce it. Porous. Okay, I said it right. Porous. Did you guys hear that, real ones? Let me share this with you guys.
Porous. Porous.
Okay, and it tells us of a rock or other material having minute spaces or holes through which.
Mom, what are we Mom, what are we
Here you go, baby. Here you go. Here you go, sweetheart. Here you go. There you go. Okay. Layers of porous limestones, not negative or secure. He ran through a porous defense to score easily. Also, something that's not secure. Okay, not negative or secure. So now that we know what that means, okay. So it says, provided private security for the writers' camp at defendant CRS. The security was porous and lackluster at best. The fact that either Mr. Combs and his son were allowed to enter CRS with firearms, and those firearms were not confiscated by security is a clear breach of duty by Mr. Combs. Defendants LR, MR, and UMG to protect Mr. Jones and the other attendees of the writers' camp. It is. That sounds about right to me. I can't argue there. As a result of the popping, Mr. Jones is severely traumatized. Mr. Jones now suffers from PTSD, severe anxiety, depression, and insomnia. I believe it because if this did indeed happen the way that Mr. Jones says that it happened, I can see where he is absolutely suffering from all of this crap. And if that man can go back and show that he doesn't have a trace of PTSD and severe anxiety, depression, and insomnia from his past prior to these allegations that he's alleging from dealing with Diddy, then Diddy, you may as well be ready to dish out a couple of million just for the trauma that you've caused this man. Because I can only imagine how having to be at work with a big mogul like Diddy a whole billionaire, and to see him abuse his power in that way. And then before this lawsuit, before Mr. Jones filed this lawsuit, he was online asking for donations of an OnlyFans to help him sue Diddy for not paying him for producing the songs on the album. So the man not only had to go through all of that, you didn't even want to compensate the man in any way financially. You wanted to compensate this man with booze, allegedly by dragging the man and putting ecstasy allegedly in people in this man's drink. That's how you wanted to reward this man for producing that album, some of the records on that album for you. You cause this man all this drama. Diddy is crazy. Diddy is. I want to know what happened to Diddy in his childhood. I do. I am interested to know what happened to Diddy that was so bad in his childhood that he has to act like this. They had to treat people like this. Mr. Jones was actually harassed and assaulted by Diddy. So this lawsuit is now fixing to explain to us how Diddy actually harassed and assaulted this man. Throughout his time living with Diddy, Mr. Jones was the victim of constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his anus by Mr. Combs. These events took place in Los Angeles, New York, Florida, and the United States Virgin Islands. It's the fact that he did not come to play. He remembered when and where, what states, where he was at. He forgot some stuff, but he remembered a lot of stuff too. This man standing on business with you, Diddy. He goes on to say, in addition to the unsolicited and unauthorized touching that he experienced and was forced to endure by Diddy, to work in Mr. Combs' bathroom as Mr. Combs walked around with no clothes on and showered in a clear glass enclosure. So you forced this man to watch you take a shower. Okay. Okay. Next level sickness. If what Mr. Jones is alleging in this lawsuit is true, Diddy, you have a problem, and you need to do some deep out, sir. As a heterosexual Christian man, Mr. Jones was uncomfortable with Mr. Jones' advances and expressed his discomfort to Diddy, Chief of Staff Christian Coram. So when I said on another video that I thought that Mr. Jones was of the LGBTQIA community, so I want to redact that. Mr. Jones is not of the LGBTQIA community. Not that would have made any difference. Not that even if he were, the behavior and the unwanted sexual advances that Lil Rod is alleging Diddy invoked on him still holds the same merit, whether this man was of the LGBTQIA community or not. Are you not understanding? Or shall I say or not? Do you understand or not? No, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. This man says he was uncomfortable. It was unwanted. He expressed his discomfort to you, Diddy. He told you that he didn't like this. KK responded to Mr. Jones' complaint with, Sean will be Sean. KK also attempted to downplay his complaints and groping. Mr. Combs' groping of Mr. Jones's anus and genitals as friendly horseplay, stating that those acts where Mr. Combs was showing that he likes you, Mr. Jones. Oh, it's just he likes you. Oh, that Sean will be Sean. That just means he likes you. Yeah, he likes you. They're all sick and programmed. They're all just, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. You guys are sick. Just in case you are confused, P. Diddy and your staff, the people that Mr. Jones are referencing in line number 58 of this lawsuit on page 12. You guys is your staff, KK, Christina Coram, also attempted to downplay Mr. Jones's complaints about Diddy groping him on his anus and on his genitals. They downplayed it like just friendly. Despite these assurances, on several occasions when Mr. Combs began to undress and walk around his house with no clothes on, KK would say, okay, I'm leaving now, and she would disappear because she already knew the freak off behavior was finna start and didn't want no parts of it, possibly, allegedly, according to the way my brain is set up. So this woman's, I'm leaving now. I'm leaving you here with this sick F-U-C-K. I don't want to smell like semen today. I don't want to watch all his different personalities come out. I'm not for it. People got to go to work and endure that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not going to work and endure what you dealing with as a person. See, this is what people need to understand. If what you are dealing with personally, your own personal whatever, if it's affecting others in a negative way, that is a clear sign that you need to regroup, and you need to be knowing that God is in control of it all. We can't do none of this without him. And that whatever behavior you're displaying to the world, you need to cut it and do something about it, baby. People need God. And Diddy, you need God. And these people that sat around and did stuff like, okay, I'm leaving now. Oh, Mr. Diddy will be Diddy. Oh, that just means he likes you. Oh, I'm out the door. I'm leaving now. And just disappear. All of y'all are sick. All of y'all are just as guilty as Diddy. It doesn't matter that y'all tried to downplay this behavior and this abuse that y'all saw right before y'all's eyes. Y'all are just as guilty. KK's hypocrisy is breathtaking at best or enabling at worst. I agree. Mr. Jones believes that KK aided and abetted Mr. Combs' actual assault of him and was working with Mr. Combs to groom him into accepting a homosexual relationship. Why do you believe that she had something to do with it? Because, I mean, while I get how that could be frustrating, knowing that this man does all of this, are you saying it just because, are you saying that based off of, like she would just disappear and then he would just bust out and do something crazy in the next breath, and then when you would go to her about it, she would just blow it off? Is that why you're saying she was aiding, or did she like physically show you, or did she do groping, or did she have conversations with you about homosexual activities? Like, was she directly saying to you? I mean, maybe I'm gonna read that, so let me hold my thoughts. Mr. Don't believe, okay. Hold on, we left out right there. Okay, we're on line 62. Through these actually deviant acts, one would say Mr. Combs has a pattern and practice of engaging in such nefarious activity. This ongoing conduct shows that Mr. Combs cannot be rehabilitated. Oh, wow. Whose opinion is that? Oh, whose opinion is that? No, I don't believe. Now, I believe that I'm a God-fearing woman. And I believe that God can, but you have to do the work. God can do through all things are possible through Christ. But if you're gonna go to God and ask for, number one, forgiveness and repentance, and that you are truly sorry for whatever you did, and you don't change the behavior following that, and you don't switch something up, then I don't understand how people can think that you showing yourself credible of being a different person. Now, I'm going to say that's my stance on it. But this lawsuit, I guess Mr. Jones feels like, according to what he's seen, that Diddy can't even be rehabilitated. That is some deep stuff. Ooh, Mr. Combs attempted to groom Mr. Jones into engaging in gay acts. Mr. Combs was aware that Mr. Jones looked up to and idolized music producer Stephen Aaron Jordan, Stevie J. Because Stevie J is a bad producer. Stevie J is nice when it comes to producing. His early work in the 90s with Diddy and Puffy and all of them, the whole Bad Boy record, before they fell out. Yeah, I could see how he would look up to Stevie J. Stevie J is an American DJ, record producer, and television personality. He was on Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, him and Jocelyn. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all know that though. Stevie J was part of the Bad Boy Records production team, the Hitmen. In 1997, Stevie J won a Grammy Award for his work on Puff Daddy's debut album. Throughout the late 1990s, Stevie J produced for several artists, including Mariah Carey, Tevin Campbell, The Notorious B.I.G., 112, Jodeci, Faith Evans, Jay-Z, and Eve. Stevie J was one of the producers on the Love album. Okay, I can see that. Mr. Combs used access to Stevie J and his knowledge of Mr. Jones' admiration of Stevie J to groom and entice Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality. See, I want to know, you see how the lawsuit is breaking down exactly what he did to physically try and groom him into homosexuality activities. I want to know, what did KK physically do to try and entice you, Mr. Jones, to engage in homosexual activity? Like, tell it on all of them. 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 Yes. Claudia, mommy is in here recording. Yes, tell it on all of them. They all. They just, it's crazy. That's crazy to me. Okay. Mr. Combs used his access to Stevie J and his knowledge of Mr. Jones' admiration of Stevie J to groom and entice Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality. Diddy went so far as to share a video of Stevie J anally penetrating a Caucasian male without a condom. Oh, y'all are messy. Y'all gonna say that he was doing, y'all, oh my goodness. Y'all are messy boots. Told it that he don't be using protection out here in these streets. If what y'all said in this lawsuit is true, Stevie J, they're saying that you don't protect yourself. They're saying that you don't even use protection in 2024. I'm not sure. This was done to ease Mr. Jones' anxiety concerning homosexuality. According to Diddy, this is a normal practice in the music industry, bro. Look, even Stevie J is doing it. Like, you know, this dude that you look up to, who you admire, even he being hurt, even he doing it. Here, look, see, look. Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper Redacted, R&B singer Redacted, and Stevie J. Diddy informed the producer guy that he had engaged in. So it's been rumored that the rapper and R&B singer that he's talking about is Meek Mill and Usher. So he told him, oh, I've been with Meek Mill, I've been with Usher and Stevie J. They all be doing this. This is common practices in the music industry. You trying to convince somebody that this is common practice in the music industry that has witnessed you tell that has witnessed your staff lace drinks with ecstasy before a party. And you want him to believe that this is just sexual behavior that people just voluntarily and knowingly engage in. Wow. Mr. Combs promised to make sure that Mr. Jones wins Producer of the Year at the Grammys if he engaged in homosexuality. The following are screenshots of the video of Stevie J, a Caucasian male that Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones. And I'm looking at this. I'm looking at his nostrils, the wideness of his nose, the thick, meaty eyebrow area on his forehead above his eyes, how meaty and thick this person's eyebrows are. The frame of their face and shape of it. It does kind of look like that could be Stevie J, in my opinion. The following are screenshots of the video of Stevie J. Okay. He is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Meek Mill is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. I don't know any other Philadelphia rapper that Nicki Minaj dated. If you guys know a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj besides Meek Mill, please leave that information down in the comments below. He performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. We just seen Usher perform at the Super Bowl, and we just seen him have a very successful Vegas residency that even Keke Palmer got caught up in when she went to his show, and her baby daddy blasted her for, cuddling up on Usher and just being a fangirl. And, she was just real sexy and, just enjoying the show. So, I mean, if I had to guess, I would say that this is allegedly maybe Meek Mill and maybe Usher. This writer is in possession of the video and will provide a copy to the court. Wow. Screenshots. Ugh. Thanksgiving 2022, Mr. Jones is actually assaulted by Young Miami's cousin. Now, I am trying to understand, how did Young Miami cousin get caught up in this? I am trying to understand. I'm trying my best. I'm trying. Baby, ooh. The plot just continues to thicken. The plot just continues to thicken. It just continues to thicken. On Thanksgiving Day 2022, Mr. Jones was in Mr. Combs' house located in Miami, Florida. Young Miami and her female cousins, more than one of her female cousins, were also present. So she would just bring her family. Young Miami would bring all her little ratchet cousins, the ones that was with the shits. Mr. Combs was intoxicated and offered cocaine to Mr. Jones. So after you just done got a drunk, intoxicated mess, you just probably, allegedly, according to the way this lawsuit is written up, and in my opinion, if I had to picture the events being alleged in this document, with trays of cocaine, just trays of cocaine, just white powder substances. Here. You want some coke? Here, do you want some coke? There you go. Only for Mr. Jones to reject him and proceeded to walk to the restroom. While using the restroom, Young Miami's cousin burst into the bathroom and began groping Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs sent her in there to actually Mr. Jones. As she entered the bathroom, she dropped to her knees and began performing oral on Mr. Jones' exposed. Mr. Jones pushed her away and exited the bathroom. Well, you said she started performing it, so you had got you a little something in there. And then when you realized it was feeling good, is that when you pushed her away? Because you said she was performing it on you. And then you pushed her away. I'm just trying to have a little humor here, guys. I know this is not funny. Young Miami's cousin did not accept Mr. Jones' rejection, and she proceeded to follow him out of the bathroom. She started undressing and attempted to straddle him and have sex with him in the presence of Mr. Combs and his staff. That's why KK earlier in the lawsuit would just disappear and say, I'm leaving now. She wasn't in no mood to see this type of stuff as a staff member. She didn't want to see him, some woman just randomly undressing herself, straddling a man who doesn't want to be straddled by her, and just rape somebody, basically in your presence, and you at work. This is how your boss give it up. Once again, Diddy pushed her out. Mr. Jones pushed the lady out. The following are images from a video of Young Miami, her cousin, Mr. Jones, and Mr. Combs. He said, I got proof. Here's the day in question. Do you guys see that? Can you see it? Is it big enough? Can y'all see it? Baby, he said, got the proof. This is the day in question. Here go Young Miami. Here go the cousin. One of them anyway. I don't know if this is the one that he's alleged Young Miami and her female cousin, who actually Mr. Jones on Thanksgiving Day 22. So this is her. This is her. What is this in your hand, Young Miami, balled up? Is there something in your hand balled up over here? What is that? Is this you telling her what Diddy want done? To go in there and Diddy want you. Okay, well, this angle right here, these are two different angles. Okay. So he got that in there. That's like to let you know, y'all remember that day. Y'all know that this day existed. Y'all, baby, I'm just gonna put a little brief, like little pictures in there. But if I need to, I definitely can show other things. Because here's the day that I'm alleging. Here's the day that I'm talking about right here. Yes. That's what he had said. And y'all sitting around knowing that if he got this type of evidence that he just randomly put off in the lawsuit, I'm wondering if he has videos or like a little or like a recording of her in the bathroom doing all of this, where we can hear, probably not see it, but hear it. Mr. Jones, I need you to come over here to the real combo. We have questions over here. Me and my real ones, the real ones over here that really want to give you a voice, and we really want to ask the real questions that the people are really wondering about. We want to sit down and talk to you. Trafficking and Victims Protection Act. Throughout his time with Diddy, Mr. Jones was transported from California to New York, Florida, and the United States Virgin Islands. During this time, Mr. Jones was forced to solicit ex-workers and perform acts to the pleasure of Mr. Combs. Oh my goodness. On or about February 4, 2023, Diddy forced Mr. Jones to bring prostitutes and ex-workers back to his home in Miami, Florida. Ooh, document 1, file 226. Okay, so is this the ex-worker and Mr. Jones? The ex-worker that Mr. Combs forced Mr. Jones to bring back to his home. So you made this man go get this woman and bring, because I guess Diddy don't ever want to be seen himself out in the public with a known sex worker or a documented ex worker. So I guess that's the logic behind having Mr. Jones to go and get the ex worker. The ex workers that Mr. Combs forced Mr. Jones to bring back to his home on or about February 2nd, 2023 incident, Mr. Jones believed Mr. Combs dragged him. Mr. Jones recalls waking up with no clothes on, dizzy and confused. He was in the bed with two ex workers and Mr. Combs. He also recalls aimlessly wandering around the house with no clothes on. Wow. So everything was foggy. Okay, hold on. Let me hide the screen because I know that is not what I think it is. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, real ones. Hold on. I know that is not what I think it is. I know. Hold on. Let me go over here, y'all. Because if that's what I think it is, I can't show that on screen. Okay. Is this okay? What is okay? Ex workers and Mr. Jones bed the morning after being dragged. Hold on, cuz is this somebody's hair right here? Okay, I don't know why this image isn't more clear, but he letting us know he got evidence of everything that he's alleging in this lawsuit, basically. Okay, that's not what I thought it was. It looked like something, but just because it looked like it could be something other than what it is, I don't want to put that up on the screen. So let's get back over here. Okay. On another occasion in Miami, Florida, on Thanksgiving night of 2022, Mr. Combs asked Mr. Jones and DeForest Taylor to enter the studio bathroom. He asked them for $100 bill because he wanted them to do cocaine with him. Mr. Jones was scared, but luckily he didn't have $100 bill. So Mr. Combs waited a little later to do with Young Miami. Later that evening, girl, not that they telling all your tea, Young Miami, that you get your nose wet, that you get your nose dirty, that you a powder puff girl, that you are a powder puff girl. This man is alleging that he know you part of the cocaine. What Suki Hunter say? Cocaine. Is that what you and JT have in common? That you have no right to look crazy in that video that was on Instagram Live of you and JT Live, and she did like that. That got her drug and made a meme out of for sounding like she could have possibly been over there snorting cocaine. Is that why y'all home? Is that something y'all sure in common? Not he just clocked you, Young Miami. He said, so Diddy just waited until you got there and did it with you, according to Mr. Jones. If that's true, if what he's alleging is true, that's what it's saying. He also says that later that evening, he required Mr. Jones to solicit ex-workers from Booby Trap on the River, located at 3615. He gave the address. Wow. Mr. Jones did so, and Diddy forced him to engage in unsolicited XX with these workers. So you made the men go and get the workers and with them. Booby Trap on the River. As part of Mr. Jones, hold on, let me cover that up. Let me cover that part up. I don't want to show that. As part of Mr. Jones' ex-worker recruitment tools, Diddy provided Mr. Jones with an exclusive Bad Boy baseball cap and required him to wear it to booby trap on the river. To any ex-worker he approached that Diddy was in town and had sent to recruit them. Recruit them. Oh, wow. Mr. Jones had no desire to visit booby trap on the river. Mr. Jones had no desire to solicit ex-workers from booby trap on the river. Diddy used his power and influence to intimidate and force Mr. Jones into soliciting ex-workers from booby trap on the river. As detailed below, Diddy used many tactics to maintain dominance, dominion, and control of Mr. Jones. Apparently, these workers were accustomed to servicing Diddy and would know that he is in town by the sight of the bad boy's baseball cap. The following are Instagram profiles of two of the ex-workers that Diddy required Mr. Jones to solicit and have ex with at his home in Miami, Florida. It sounds very similar to a freak off. It sounds similar to what Cassie told us you like to call a FO session, and that you would request that Cassie did throughout y'all's 10-year relationship. If what Mr. Jones is alleging is true, this sounds just like what you had Cassie doing, but now with the man, and you were forcing him into it, and you were making him, Mr. Jones had no desire to solicit and or have ex with the individuals in the previous paragraph. Diddy used his power and influence to intimidate and force Mr. Jones into soliciting and sleeping with these women. The following is the phone number of another ex-worker that Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to solicit and perform X with at his home in Miami, Florida. Wow. When I say he has the evidence and he's standing on business, this is the phone number, baby. He got it programmed. So even if this lady was to try to disconnect the phone service, change her phone number, the fact that he has the phone number for you, period, baby, Homeland Security is involved with Diddy. Please understand, trust, and believe that they can go back and find the owner of said phone number that Mr. Jones has programmed in this phone. Diddy, why are you paying attorneys? I'm just going to wait and see what's going to happen. Because if my legal eagle mind is right over here from the way it's spinning, I'm just seeing how this civil lawsuit is just connecting dots for a criminal case, especially after we've seen Homeland Security, who has higher jurisdiction, not jurisdiction, but has higher rank than the FBI. I'm wondering if these people have talked to Mr. Jones and if he has handed over evidence, because that's X trafficking. I think. Is it? Is that X trafficking, y'all? If you just go from state to state, hiring ex workers and having them to have X with your staff in different states, is that X work? I don't know. I'm not sure. Diddy used many tactics to maintain dominion and control over Mr. Jones. He promised him a Grammy for Producer of the Year for the Love album. He offered him $250,000 to purchase all the instruments he wanted. He promised him ownership of the $20 million property. One Star Island in Miami, Florida. He promised access to record label executives like defendants Lucian Charles Grange in Ethiopia have to marry him. Oh my goodness. So you were making yourself a zaddy, Diddy? Diddy, this man is what if what he's describing is true, he's saying that you made yourself a zaddy. And that you had no problem with running up the trick bill and giving him the same access, in the Carisha Please treatment, the podcast treatment. You'll get the Carisha treatment. I take care of you. Let me be your zaddy. Because Diddy, he is saying you wanted to be his zaddy. You had wanted to provide and take care of him. You had promised him ownership in a $20 million property. You had promised him $250,000 to just go buy whatever equipment you need to get your career to the next level. Go get you some up-to-date instruments. That's what he's saying. And I'm going to plug you in with Charles Lucian Grange. Lucian Charles Grange. And Ethiopia have to marry him. The big wigs themselves. Oh my goodness. He was like going to spoil him. Diddy would often switch up his approach. He would go from promising Mr. Jones the world to threatening Mr. Jones in physical harm. Ugh. Diddy threatened to eat Mr. Jones' face and informed Mr. Jones that he is willing to unalive his mother, Janice Combs, if he must in order to get what he wants. So he wouldn't think twice to harm Mr. Jones. Oh my goodness. I could just go so many places with that statement, but I'm just not going to go there. Mr. Combs and J. Combs solicit drug and engages. Okay. Mr. Combs, and is he saying Justin Combs? Solicits drugs and engages in illicit acts with minors and ex-workers. Yeah, because Justin is the one that's in the lawsuit that I just no, Justin is Misa's son. Oh, he's alleging that not only does oh wow. On or about July 2nd, 2023 in California, Mr. Combs had a listening party at his home. Present at the party was R&B artist Redacted, Justin Combs, ex-workers, and some underaged girls. The event began at 7 p.m. Mr. Combs requested female ex-workers and required Mr. Jones to solicit them. An hour later, several ex-workers appeared. In addition to ex-workers, there were at least 5 women in the crowd that were under the age of 16. In addition to ex-workers, I'm guessing the ex-workers were of age. There were at the least, so there could have been more than 5 women in the crowd that were under the age of 16. Diddy forced all the women to drink laced De Leon liquor. Upon information and belief, Diddy laced the liquor with ecstasy. Mr. Combs did not check the identification of any of these underage girls. The presence of these underage women made Mr. Jones very uncomfortable. He attempted to leave, and Diddy forced him to stay. Diddy went so far as to take Mr. Jones' car keys to prevent him from leaving. After being forced to drink laced De Leon shots, Mr. Jones began feeling lightheaded and recalls passing out and waking up at 4 a.m. the following morning with no clothes on, with the ex-worker sleeping next to him. Screenshots of a video from the night is embedded below. He is. Okay. Diddy with an underage female right here. Underage female, ex-worker. Justin Combs with a underage female. Wait. Mm-mm-mm. So you have groomed your sons into believing that they can just do this because they are your sons, and you have the power, money, and influence to make it all go away. And as long as we do this up on the Papa Bear's roof, where I can control everybody, then nothing is gonna happen. If what Mr. Jones is alleging true in this lawsuit, if what he's alleging is true, if what you okay, let me keep going. Okay. Mr. Combs attempts to pass off Mr. Jones to Cuba Gooding Jr. So he wanted to turn this man into a toss-up. Mr. Jones believes that Diddy was grooming him to pass him off to his friends. Cause they did. There are several clips of Diddy talking about how much a party is gonna cost. So is that something that just goes on in Hollywood where y'all just know y'all buying? Oh, is this an industry thing? Do these celebrities hire Diddy to have these parties and provide them with whatever type of ex-worker of whatever gender they want? And the celebrity possibly has an agreement and understanding with Diddy about, yeah, I can get you that. And yeah, it'll go down at my mansion. It won't be at any fancy hotel, yeah. And Diddy takes his cut. So Diddy just make money in all types of ways, possibly, maybe, if it's going down the way that this lawsuit is alleging, and what Mr. Jones' belief was. During the introduction, Diddy suggested that Cuba get to know Mr. Jones better. He then left them alone in a makeshift studio on the yacht. Okay. This is Diddy and Cuba Gooding Jr. moments before Mr. Jones is assaulted. It's evidenced by a video of which screenshots are embedded below. So this has a video. So if he's alleging that Diddy sold him off to Cuba Gooding Jr., I believe that as evidenced by a video is a recording of this conversation, and Diddy trying to sell this man off. Of Diddy trying to pass him off to Cuba Gooding Jr. As evidenced by a video of which screenshots are embedded below. Because if he have the screenshots, he definitely has access to a video, in my opinion. You would think he does. Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones' legs, his upper inner thighs, near his groin, the small of his back, near his buttocks and shoulders. Wow, Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones's legs, his upper inner thighs, near his groin, in the small of his back, near his buttocks, and his shoulders. Mr. Jones was extremely uncomfortable and proceeded to lean away from Mr. Gooding Jr. He rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away. So the following is a screenshot of the encounter with Cuba Gooding Jr. If this is true, what I want to know is this something that Cuba Gooding Jr. willingly does and engages in, or Has he been to so many of your parties that he's unaware that those drinks are laced? Or does he go knowing that the drinks are going to be laced and he's because this is what he like to do and this is how he gets down? Because there are previous lawsuits of alleged rape involving Cuba Gooding Jr. So why would you keep going to Diddy parties? I'm not sure. I need to go back and do some research on these lawsuits Cuba Gooding Jr. have of his own for alleged rape and find out where they took place at before I say that. So I'm gonna hold that thought. I'm gonna redact that. Okay. Wow. Do y'all see this image? Cuba Gooding Jr. forcibly touching Mr. Jones on Diddy's yacht. The Love album. So this is the night in question that he's talking about. Throughout his time with Diddy, Mr. Jones was under an implied work for hire agreement. He was not compensated for his time living with Diddy or for the songs he produced. As evidence, he was listed as a producer for the following songs on the Love album, final release. So on the final release of the album, these are the records that he was listed as a producer on. Deliver Me, Stay Part 1, Reaching, What's Love, Stay a While, Moments, Need Somebody, Homecoming, and Tough Love. The names of these songs sounds like his emotions that he had towards this producer. He wanted the men to stay a while. We ain't got to love each other to do this. He clearly needed to be delivered from all these demons he was displaying before this man. He clearly needed somebody to talk to and use this man. And this was some unhealthy, toxic, tough love. Diddy and defendants LR, MR, UMG all benefited from Mr. Jones's work product. They failed to compensate Mr. Jones for his work. As a result, Mr. Combs and defendant LR, MR, UMG were all unjustly enriched at the expense of Mr. Jones. Wow. So they all benefited off of this man producing those records and didn't pay him financially. Mr. Jones attempted to work with Diddy to secure his publishing and royalty rights for the work he completed on the Love album. Diddy only offered Mr. Jones $29,000 for 13 months, thousands of hours of work, and 9 songs that made it to the Love album. Ironically, Mr. Jones was willing to take $50,000, his publishing and royalties. Diddy's self-serving greed would not allow him to pay Mr. Jones an additional $21,000. Mr. Combs' deceptive business practices became so bad that Mr. Jones was left with no choice other than to make a public plea on social media for Mr. Combs to pay him for his work. Remember earlier I said Mr. Jones had went live on Instagram giving us a little background about he didn't even get paid for producing those songs, those records on Diddy's last album, and he wanted people to donate to his GoFundMe so that he could sue him for his publishing and the credit that he felt like he was just due for producing those records on the album, on the Love album. So yeah, here it is. He's saying it himself in this lawsuit. After publicly requesting that Mr. Combs do the right thing and pay him fairly, Mr. Jones received an onslaught of threatening messages from Stevie J and Love Records, A&R, DeForest Taylor. You playing, okay, this is from DeForest line 2. You playing, I'm in studio. There is a voice recording Laugh out loud. You a 100% liar and weirdo. He was trying to say liar and weirdo. Good luck. Number still same. Run into ninja. Come talk to me in public on a public podcast in forum. Mr. Combs used his power and influence to hire and influence to threat and intimidate Mr. Jones. Okay, so we on page 24. Wow. We only 24 pages into a 73-page document. Well, 73-page lawsuit. And do you guys hear how much stuff has already been alleged? That is crazy. I'm going to stop right here on page 24. Mr. Combs used his power and influence to threaten and intimidate Mr. Jones. We are going to pick back up at a later time on part 2 of this lawsuit. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Woo! Do you think that Diddy will be able to wiggle his way out of this lawsuit? If you think that, can you explain to me why you feel that way? If you think that he cannot wiggle himself out of this lawsuit, tell me why you feel that way. I want to know. Why do you feel that way? Leave your comments and thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Real Convo. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely free. It costs you nothing. Please like the video. Again, leave your comments and thoughts down below in the comment section about tonight's commentary. Let me know if you agree and or disagree, why and or why not. And until next time, thank you guys for tuning into another episode of The Real Convo.